The work of renowned architect Sir Norman Foster touches millions of people every day. His designs have transformed cityscapes across the world. In the late 80s and early 90s, Foster was at his most prolific, producing a litany of groundbreaking projects. One of these is here at 200 Gray's Inn Road. Located in the heart of London, this property was built in 1990 by ITN as its headquarters and broadcasting hub. The challenge for the owner, architect and design team embarking on a phased refurbishment of the building was to modernise the fit-out whilst maintaining original design. Added to this was the requirement for a 24/7 operational environment for Britain's largest independent news broadcaster. This edition of NDYTV explores how the refurbishment here is indeed newsworthy.
Gray's Inn Road was first conceived by ITN. It's their purpose-built headquarters. The starting point is very good. It's a Foster & Partners built scheme. If you compare things like structural loadings, floor-to-ceiling heights, it's completely different than what we would ordinarily find as the normal practice and standards for offices today.
Foster's future-proofed a building 25 years ago when no one talked about future-proofing. They built it taller than we'd build. They put the columns further apart than we put them apart. So actually fitting a new language into it, a reciprocal language, actually was incredibly easy.
Because we're refurbishing the space, the challenge is really in a design point of view, we're really making the most of what the positive facets of the original design were. That was the coffered slab.
After the discovery of the coffered slab, when we stripped out the existing services, the client brief changed. It got a little bit more exciting. And the main aim was to expose the soffit, make a feature of the ceiling and actually have exposed services throughout. This meant that we had to go back to the drawing board and change the services strategy.
Key challenge is centred around clearing that high-level slab of all the existing services, all the unnecessary services. Really it was about making sure that what was left was the high-level Zumtobel ladder frame fittings, and most of the mechanical services were pushed to the extremities of the floor.
Well, as a 24/7 national broadcasting hub, we had to be sympathetic to those tenants' requirements with their broadcasting schedules and our noisy works. The key to exposing the soffit was to opt for a displacement system for ventilation and cooling.
Simple but effective measures were introduced by the design team to address the sustainability aspirations of the client and tenants.
Sustainability is absolutely important. We've got an active glazed curtain walling system which brings down the U value than traditional glazing. Also we've moved to lower energy LED lighting.
Lighting's the key for me. Lighting can make it or break it. And so we started with lighting. And once you start with lighting, you then have to work backwards to look at how electricity gets in, how services get in, how you hold the services, and how it all develops back from the lighting.
The LED lighting solution, the displacement system, the cavity facade systems, they all work in harmony to deliver a holistic, energy efficient fit out.
I think NDY's the key design consideration they had to take on board in relation to how things were going to work architecturally really centred around the potential change in the fire strategy.
Sprinklers were installed as part of the original fire strategy for the building, and so where the desire was to remove them from the scheme, the fire strategy uses fire modelling of the refurbished floors to look at the risks associated with fire spread via the atrium void between the different levels in the building. By doing this, we were able to show that using the existing smoke control systems, that risk was adequately mitigated and allowed us to remove the sprinklers from certain areas of the building.
Beyond the base building upgrade, bespoke tenancy designs were created by the design team to activate requirements for modern office environments.
NDY has been engaged by Warner Brothers and Metapak to complete a fit-out design and technical reviews, and also provide technical assistance to other designers. Due to the nature of Warner Brothers, there were specific requirements for highly rated acoustic offices and meeting rooms. As a result, we had to alter the base build system to suit the tenants' needs. The Metapak fit-out was very open plan, which suits the base build system well. However, we had pockets of high density areas where we had to supplement with cooling. So we had to create an innovative solution by collaborating with the architect to get the system done.
I think people are more interested in the technology that goes into the engineering and the solution. They want to see the rawness of the building, they want to see the honesty that goes with the structure, the engineering, the air conditioning. You know, they like to be able to see the tactile nature of the space, understand it, relate to it.
Anyone can do a services design. With a good building services design, you don't know they exist.
That relationship between architecture and engineering is key in this building. So we couldn't ignore engineering. In fact, what we do is embrace engineering and bring it into the design. So all the services that you see that are exposed, it's a whole view of architecture.
I believe companies like GP are taking this kind of design to a new level, principally because it's very much about creating a design space that people are really truly happy to work in. Not just to create a standard workspace, but to create something that they can truly be proud of.
It's good to see a building let well. When you finish, it was very well received by the agents and tenants when they were shown around the building. It's always a positive sign that we've made the right decision.
In computing and technology language, the number 200 is a code used to indicate a successful connection. Here at Gray's Inn Road, it's fitting that this iconic building stands proudly at 200. The occupants and users of the building are in the business of entertaining, inspiring and informing people. And along with the vision and innovation of all involved in the refurbishment, the result here is most certainly all about making spaces work that encourage successful connections.